Let me bang. I do let you bang. Hey, let me bang you, baby. I let you bang. I let you bang. Greetings, nerds and virgins.
Go for Jeezy. No for gay Jeezy, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Hey, welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted Podcast. Me, Adam Hunter. I'm here with Greg Romero Wilson. We moved the show till Monday because Don Frye has like divorce court or something on Tuesday. And I don't think that he will actually show up to the Monday that we moved it to. So just so you know what I'm dealing with. And then Phil Baroni said he wants to call out Jake Paul. So he said, hey, can I do the show? I said, absolutely. So I sent him the Zoom link and he goes, and he writes me back, what the fuck is this? I go,
Oh boy.
I go, it's Zoom. And then this is what he wrote. He goes, just do something normal, you fucking dork. So, and then,
I guess he's been doing a lot of these. Oh,
and he
jeez.
posts on Twitter, what the fuck is wrong with you, dork? Just call me. What the fuck is Zoom? Boom, moon. Suck a dick, you homo. So that's what I got.
That sounds right.
But hopefully Phil will come on the show. So anyway, here we go. I just got back from Florida. And by the way, I don't endorse Phil's words, by the way. If anybody knows, I don't like, I don't, for the record, that was Phil Baroni.
Phil's comments do not reflect the opinions of other members of the MMA Roasted team.
Exactly. I feel like everybody we have on the show, we have to actually say
I think every week we have to make this disclaimer just to make sure people aren't like, you seem fine with it. You were laughing along. It's like, oh my God, we're just trying to do a show here, people.
So I just got back. So I got back from Florida, right? So,
yeah,
one of those things, I had a show Friday and Saturday. And it used to be before the pandemic, you could actually fly in the day of the show. You could leave at 6 a.m., get in like 3, even if it's Florida, and still give yourself 4 or 5 hours. Well, now with like COVID, flights get canceled left and right. So it's like you have to leave the night before, right? I have to leave at like 10 o'clock on Thursday.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You can't fly day off. You have to go there the day before to make sure you're there.
And the problem with that is now, like, the hotel lets you in at 3 o'clock, but I'm getting in at like 8 in the morning. So I'm like, well, what do I stay at a Starbucks like a homeless person for like, 8 hours with my stuff, just like camp out somewhere, like.
Come on, you've done this long enough. You know what to do.
I go to the hotel and
right.
I say, hey, I'm here to check in. And they always say, oh, we have no rooms available, always, right? Until 3 o'clock. So then I go, okay, no problem. I'll just hang out in the lobby until 3 o'clock. And then I set up my stuff. And everyone goes, hey. They go, all right, guess what? A room just opened. I have everybody.
Exactly. There is a room available.
Yeah.
You just got to get them to give it to you.
Right.
And if that means a lot of times you can just sweet talk them right there, tell them you're a comedian, and usually they're like, all right.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're like, sorry, 3 o'clock's checking. It's like, all right, I guess I'll just sit here and stare at you until magically a room becomes available. I hope you don't mind me being in your shit for a few hours.
And I just say hi to everybody. I set up my computer,
Yeah.
I start laughing at comedy shows. Ha, 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 like too loud.
Yeah, exactly. Anything to make it uncomfortable, they will find. There's a room available. They're just being idiots. They just let you in. So
then I do the show, and they were like, hey, just so you know, the last time we had a show here, only 2 people showed up. I'm like, great. It's a theater that holds like 200 people. They had a beautiful theater. So luckily there was
I flew to Florida.
So luckily, like, there was like 20 people, like 18 of which I brought. My friend Ramsey.
Right, of course.
My friend Ramsey, rest in peace, Ramsey Moore. He was his sister came, and Ramsey was the kind of guy that, like, he was like, I even said on the stage, I'm like, you know, my buddy Ramsey's sister's here. Ramsey passed away. He was 400 pounds. She goes 500 pounds. And he was the most obnoxious person. I loved him, but he was that guy that if he knew something annoyed you, he would just keep annoying. He would just keep asking the same. He was just that guy. And I loved him for it. Like, he would have loved like Trump winning. He was always a counterculture kind of guy. So I talked about the story about, there was a girl, my roommate Dave, he was like staying in his room, and there was a girl that said she would blow him, but she had to put a vibrator up his butt. That was like the deal. So he said, of course. Well, anyway, he lost the vibrator, and he didn't know if he lost it up his butt or not. Like, it was like a little thing. So Dave, my roommate, was
it on or wasn't it? It seems like if it's on, you would know.
His ass was so big. His ass was so big.
Oh my God! How much stuff does he put up his ass? Oh my God.
So I told that story to his sister from the stage. She did not look surprised. She's like, "Yep, sounds like my brother." And then Linton Vassell came, which was awesome. He's obviously a Bellator fighter. Love Linton Vassell. And then Herbert Burns came, who's Gilbert Burns' brother, also a really good fighter. The second show I had, so there was about like, I don't know, 60 people. And there was like a 15-year-old kid who looked like a McLovin type kid, right? In the front row with his family, who knew not all my jokes. I have a lot of new jokes, but he knew a lot of my jokes and was yelling them out to me. He was like my biggest fan.
Your biggest worst fan. Can I tell you something? That's why I almost exclusively publish crowd work videos. Yeah. Because I don't want them to know the jokes before the show, you know, and because that's what happens. And it ruins the surprise. And a lot of the fun comes from the surprise.
Now, him and his dad are doing my jokes along with me, like it's a fucking karaoke or something. So now I'm like doing jokes that he doesn't know just for him. Like, I'm just trying to surprise him. And then, like, now the whole show is like, not only that. And then there was a girl that like I had the biggest crush on in high school, right? Biggest crush. And so she shows up and she gives me a big hug and she's like, oh my God. And she's married now, but she's like, wow, you look good. You've been working out. Like, I'm like, hey, how's your, you know, you look so happy. She's like, oh, that's just Facebook. You know, like, so she's telling me how like, she's like, how long are you married for? I'm like, 4 years. She goes, it gets worse. I'm like, so obviously, I'm not saying she's throwing it at me because she's not, but it was just like, of course. And here we go. And of course, I wanted.
She's vibing it out there. Vibing it out there.
And of course, I want her to see that I had the greatest set of my life. But instead, I have this kid doing all my jokes. I have 4 old Russian ladies. That I have a guy with a cowboy hat who's deaf, who told me, and an Italian couple that was just talking to me the whole time. Like, I thought this was a conversation. Like, this was the show. And then like 15 people. But anyway, so that was like, and of course I'm on like, I was sick last week. So I'm taking Teraflu all day, like daytime, but my ears are clogged. So now I'm like, I can't hear the crowd. It was just one of those things. I got through it. I did well. It was fine. But I was like, oh God, it's always like that show when you want to impress the girl and you want to see her kill. And instead you have your biggest fan. Don Frye, how are you, man?
I'm good, sweetheart. How are you?
So you had divorce court tomorrow? I thought you were already divorced. Why are you still in divorce court?
You know, because about $50,000 of my property disappeared. You know?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man, is it going to be on TV? Is it like divorce court that we could watch? That would be must see TV right there.
Actually, Don's actually getting pre-divorced for the next Philly he's got lined up.
Yeah.
He must have all the paperwork done.
Stretching up for this fight.
So let's talk about some fights because there's a lot to get to here.
Oh my God, yes.
First of all, we have Bubba Jenkins on. And Bubba Jenkins, like, I remember Greg texted me, hey, what do you think about Bubba? Are you nervous? I go, yes, I'm nervous. Obviously, he's fighting the 2-time champion. But I said, Bubba's the kind of guy that –
This is great. This is so true.
I said, when Bubba's the kind of guy – and he'll deny this, right? He'll completely deny this. But he's such a good athlete. But he was that guy that tried extra hard when the girls were in town. Like, he would, like – he's the wrestler that when there was a hot chick in the crowd, all of a sudden he became the greatest of all time. Like –
right.
And
Yes.
he was that guy that like, so when he told me he just got divorced, there's $1 million on the line. He's got 3 kids. You know he wants to win the $1 million just to stick it to his ex-wife.
She wants him to win the $1 million too. She gets half. So
really after his divorce?
Well, because the child support numbers go because he's got more money.
He'll sue for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you can keep going back, but my attorney has told me that we can't keep going back because I'm like, oh, I want alimony. You know, fuck, I can't work anymore.
Yeah.
She's got a job. I carried her for 20 years. You know, I want some alimony. But we can't do that. It's too late. I said, bullshit. I said, people go back all the time. You know.
So yeah, so like I said, Greg, I said, Greg, this is the kind of fight that Bubba's going to do well in because, you know, I literally.
Are you pushing me out of the conversation?
No, I want to.
No, we totally got you.
Yeah.
You said Greg. Like I said, Greg. Hey, Greg. Like I said, Greg. Like you pushed me out 3 times there, man.
Sorry.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Sorry.
man. You
Don,
hurt my feelings. What?
Don, sorry. So what were you saying, Don?
You hurt my feelings.
Okay. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, okay? First of all, I didn't know you had to.
There's no such thing as soft, Don. He's fucking getting you, punk. Jesus.
So I said, this is the kind of fight. And then Greg said, well, this is for all the pussy. Well, cut to, this was the best Bubba Jenkins I've ever seen.
I've ever seen. By far, like 1,000,000 times better. And I'm like, God damn it, if Adam didn't diagnose that exactly what was going to happen.
Yes. And he, you know what? Dewey Cooper, he got to stick with Dewey. And Bubba's also that kind of guy that, you know, he doesn't get things. I'm not saying he'll get things right away, but he's on his own timeline because kind of like in college when he got kicked off the Penn State team and yada, yada, and he had to go to ASU for a year, comes back, beats the guy. That's just Bubba. It took him a while to figure out this MMA thing, but holy shit did he put it all together for this fight. Dominated Lance Palmer. 30-27. Lance won 9 fights in a row. He's a 2-time PFL champion. And Bubba's striking, his kick.
Striking was unbelievable how much better it got.
So meanwhile, I go, Bubba, if you win the $1 million, I want my wedding gift, right? Remember I said that? And he goes, I'll buy your daughter a gift, right? So I text him after the fight, hey man, congratulations, thanks. I go, my daughter likes Barbie dolls, right? So I text him. And then he gets back, weird ass text, but okay. Like that's not, dude. I meant because you said when you win the $1 million, he goes, oh, you're a comedian, do better.
Exactly. I was gonna say he was like, shouldn't you just be sucking my dick right now? Like, why you gotta be asking me for this shit right now?
Oh, dude. So
you should have had that 15. You should have had that 15-year-old kid send a joke to him for you. You know.
All right,
the one that knew all your jokes anyway.
Yeah.
So this is you're right. So listen, Bubba's got like a couple more fights to win. You know, it's obviously, but man, he's off to a good start. Really, really happy for him.
I feel like he just got a text from his wife right before yours going, yeah, keep going, sucker. I need that $500,000.
Oh my God. It was crazy. But Anthony Pettis lost. That was also crazy. Anthony Pettis lost to a guy that, you know, he had like 5 boxing matches last year and like won all 5 of them. The guy's been active. I think that people, I don't know if they're overlooking people in the PFL, like some of these UFC stars, but you got to take every fight as serious as you would if you were fighting a UFC champion. You can't overlook anything.
I think what we're seeing is the meeting of guys who rushed in and got the money against weaker competition, finally running into the actual competition they should have been facing for $1 million. And so these are much tougher fights, I think, than they were before.
Well, I also think these other guys have something to prove, you know, versus like
absolutely.
Anthony Pettis has already been a champion. He's already done it, you know. But I mean, the PFL, I think, also gave these guys big signing bonuses. Like, they gave Verdum a huge signing bonus. Probably give Pettis a signing bonus. So they also, like, they don't want these stars coming in to, like, not even make the playoffs. Granted, it makes the other guys look good, but they still want star power. People were tuning in for Anthony Pettis. They weren't they're not tuning in for Clay Collard.
But Clay Collard's hands, it shows you what a real boxer can do when they learn MMA. You know, because we usually have guys that are wrestling, jiu-jitsu, karate that learn boxing. But to have a boxer come in and learn MMA, man, that guy's hands were fucking dangerous.
He was an MMA guy first. I think he was an MMA guy and learned boxing and then brought it back.
Oh, okay. I thought he was a boxer who came to MMA. But either way, great. Those hands, you can tell the difference.
Sean, you watched the PFL?
I didn't, but I did win money on Bubba. I took your word for it, his word for it, and bet big on him. But I'll tell you a couple things about Bubba. When I met him every time doing your podcast, I mean, I didn't tell him to take his shirt off, but I've never seen him have abs like he did on the podcast the other day. Like, he pulled his shirt up. So, one, I knew he was in amazing shape on that. Two, just the way he was talking, I was full. Like, there's false confidence. There's cockiness. Bubba seemed like it was a foregone conclusion. He had already won the fight. Like, he's got something to fight for, if he's getting divorced. And he probably already feels like he won $1 million now that he's divorced. But that's how I felt. But, yeah, he convinced me just his interview. He seemed like kind of like I felt when I was fighting Mark Hunt. I was telling everybody, I'm going to win and it's going to be easy. I don't know why anyone thinks different. And then he punched me in my face and I changed my mind immediately in the cage. I was going to win, like literally. But yeah, I didn't watch it, but that was awesome. Last thing I'll say, if anytime Bubba doesn't like your jokes in a text, just push him out of the conversation like you did Don.
All right. Speaking of Don, speaking of the legend Don Frye. Don, did you watch the UFC?
Yeah.
Did you watch the UFC last week?
I watched the Rose fight. That's it.
Okay. All right. How come you only watched the Rose fight?
Hell, I forgot the damn thing was on, partner. Hell, look yours.
Oh,
we were over in California doing something and, got busy and forgot about it.
All right. Well, listen. So Usman beat
we just gonna run past how shady that fucking. We're over there doing stuff and we got busy.
Okay, Don, what were you doing in California?
Got gunshots and then run over that thing and then and then we had breakfast.
Don, what were you doing in California?
I was chasing illegal aliens back across the border.
Do it. I wasn't do it.
I actually believe it.
Patrolling the border. He was patrolling the border.
Don left Arizona to chase illegal aliens? That doesn't make sense.
All right. Okay. Well, that sounds like a busy weekend. All right. So here's what happened. So Usman knocked out Masvidal. I mean, knocked him out cold. And
I saw that one I saw too. Yeah.
Now I thought Masvidal was actually looking pretty good before he got knocked out. Right
before he got hit, he looked great. Yeah,
I mean, I thought for a second he buckled Usman for like a split second. He looked all right. He got cocky. He put his hand down.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Before the fight, he said, "Look, I've been hit by Usman. He doesn't hit hard. He doesn't hit hard. It's the softest I've ever been hit." He put his hands down. I don't know, man. Like, he's had over 50 fights. I can't believe he would make that mistake against a guy like Usman. I mean, why wouldn't his coaches? I mean, I guess it's easy to say, hindsight is 20/20, but you would think that he has the best coaches in the world. They would say, "Keep your fucking hands up, man. Like, this guy is dangerous. He does have power." It just surprised me that his hands were totally down. Sean, did it not surprise you?
A little bit, but more so, I think it was, if you keep your hands down a little bit, the guy's more likely to strike with you. It protects against the takedown. If he's got him up too high, like he's leaving himself open to be taken down. But I think from their first fight, he just didn't think he could hurt him. Not bad standing up. But, it's not a lucky punch, obviously, but that was the perfect right hand, man. It couldn't have been better. Like every part of it, it landed perfect. It landed with room to still continue, on through his face. It was perfect timing, perfect distance, perfect everything. So, it's bound to happen eventually to everybody, but Masvidal had never been knocked out in 50 fights. So I would guess he probably thought he couldn't be, but it was a nasty right, man. That was, Usman, you can't take anything away from him, man. That dude hits hard. He's athletic as hell, man. And he's got some decent stand up now. So
he also like pulled the guy's hand down while punching him. It was actually like a really cool move he did that I haven't seen in a while. Now, since then, since he won, McGregor has been tweeting Usman nonstop, which is crazy because the last fight McGregor lost, he was overlooking Poirier because he kept talking shit to he was thinking about Manny Pacquiao, and now it's saying he says so here's what McGregor tweeted to Usman during the fight. He goes after the fight, fuck these juice heads anyway. I don't give a bollocks. Calling it as it is. I got the biggest balls in Ireland with 2 lump hammers attached to my elbows. Send me in and I'll pop that big pimple. Got 3 belts to go with my comments. He's basically also accusing Usman of juicing as well. He goes, relax there, carbuncles, you big spotty backpox. I guess when you have
I thought he was accusing him. I thought he's accusing him of changing religions because it's a Jew's head, you know?
No, Jew's head, not Jew's head. He goes, you were ringside last time I fought at 170. 40 seconds is all it took. Why'd you reschedule the Burns fight? What was the reason? It was never given to the public. And then he says, he also said that I'm a block at 170. Give me to the end of the year, 55. I'll get the strap. I'll go up again. After green fungus panties, ha, ha, ha. If any one of these fools can get it. He goes, Usman's even copying my moves now. He's copying my words as well as my shots. So, I don't know. I mean, it seems like Conor's got to be focused.
It's amazing. Anytime there's a big fight, all of a sudden Conor McGregor just shows up and is like, don't forget about me. I'm still, everyone look at me. Squint. I mean, it's unreal. It's like he can't let anybody have the night. He's got to just show back up like, I'm still out here. Dude, like, come on, man.
In Conor's defense, that was always my move too when I was getting very irrelevant. Like if there was anything controversial, like should women fight in the UFC, I was like, they belong in the kitchen, just anything to get my name in with the story, you know, to attach myself to it. But unfortunately, I wasn't very famous, so people didn't care.
It just seems like Usman's a terrible match.
Are you famous now?
No, I'm not. I'm only famous as being Don Frye's friend. That's what I tell people.
Exactly. Me too.
But the next fight's got to be Colby versus Usman. It's got to be Covington versus Usman. That's the fight.
I think so too. It has to be. It has to be a rematch. That's absolutely the next fight.
You know, Adam, what I find a little bit odd is Colby is saying that Usman tested positive for EPO. Conor's saying, I wonder why you didn't, the Gilbert Burns fight was delayed. When multiple guys who don't talk to each other are saying the same thing, that always kind of makes you wonder exactly what's going on.
I mean, fuck, right? You'd think so, but there's been no proof. And the guys passed every single test. So
I was going to say, I mean, all these guys go through the same tests. I mean, if if anything, they should be wondering how he's beating it, if he's beating it, and do that too.
Then he wrote, Colby did tweet out, Mario looked like trash, but it's not like you have to be any good to beat Jorge. What's that now, 20 losses? You backstabbing bum. So that was Colby. The whole thing.
I take Adam's word for it that Colby's a super nice guy, but man, I'll tell you what, he's a hell of an actor because he can't give anybody credit for anything. Like it's
anybody credit. Who do you think wins, Don Frye, the rematch, Usman versus Colby?
Shit, it's hard to bet against Usman right now. I'll tell you that. It really is, because he's looking solid. I mean, anybody who can, take care of Masvidal at all like that, it's, you really don't want to bet against him. So, I'll have to be a traitor to my race and go with Usman.
All right, we're going to 12, 20, 24 minutes in. We're going to take away that one. All right, so now, Don, was there any time that you had your hands down thinking a guy couldn't hurt you and then you got rocked?
Not that I remember, man. Shit. I mean, I tried to keep my hands up as much as possible, but they didn't always listen to me.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Now, I'll tell you who looked great. Rose Namajunas.
Man.
I don't know why. I had a feeling she was going to win this fight. I just had this.
She's another one of those that every time I bet against her, she wins. Every time.
I mean, Look, if she doesn't land that
let me
kick,
know the next time you bet against her then, will you?
I don't know. Listen, me picking a fight is the kiss of death. It's unbelievable.
dude, I reposted your tweet after the fight.
Oh my God, I was getting so flamed on fucking Twitter from the fans of MMA Roasted. But it's like, listen, I put them out there, just because I'm always like, well, let's see your picks.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, you're so much better at this. Let's see your picks then. And they never posted their picks. They're like, well, that's why I don't post my picks. I'm like, well, then you're a puss. You're a fucking pussy. That's what. But at the same time, I realize that's what comes with it. And some of it was pretty damn funny.
You also picked a lot of underdogs, Greg, too.
I did. I always vote for the underdog, and I really felt like in this one, I was 100% like the opposite. Although I did call the Uriah Hall fight. Oh my God!
All right, let's talk about that.
the one that I wish that I didn't get right.
Now, does that even count as a win for Uriah Hall, though? Honestly,
well, technically, yeah.
But I'm saying, like, I don't even know if I consider that a loss or just a fluke injury. Like, I don't even know. Yeah, he did check it, but I don't know.
Considering how popular that calf kick has become, I feel like we're going to see this more often. And I'm surprised we haven't seen it more already.
I just don't consider that a loss. I consider that like just an accident.
No, it is. You're right, but I mean, it's not like there's going to be a rematch.
No, but I hate to say it though for Chris Weidman, because I love Chris Weidman. He's a friend of mine. If that's his last fight, I'd almost rather him go out like that than go out and knock the fuck out and getting brain damage. Because at least
Well, you know who disagrees with you, Adam? Chris Weidman. I'm pretty sure you'd rather just get knocked out than have that ankle thing fucking happen.
Really? You don't think that like permanent brain damage or CTE?
Don, well, you're assuming that's what would happen if he got knocked out. That would be a cumulative thing anyway. And at that point, one more probably wouldn't make a difference. But what happened to that shin, I think you would rather that have never happened ever to anybody. Don, did you see that?
No, I did not. I missed that one.
All right.
Oh, man, you got to see it. Oh, shit.
So he went for a low calf kick, and Uriah Hall like leaned into it. It was a perfect check, and his leg just kind of the exact same thing that happened to Anderson Silva happened to Chris Weidman, who his leg just became it bent completely the wrong way. He then stepped on it. It went even further the wrong way. It was horrible. I mean,
it was so horrible. It was, and then they re-showed it too. It was awful to watch.
And then Jake Paul called him out for that night. He wanted to fight him that night. Jake Paul said, "All right, I'll fight him that night." Even worse. But we got to talk about that also, because Jake Paul shows up at the event. How did he get tickets? Right? And then the entire crowd starts chanting.
Oh, that was the best. Fuck Jake Paul.
Or fuck Jake Paul. Fuck Jake Paul. And then you hear like Daniel Cormier be like, man, Jake Paul's here. And then like Rogan says what happened. He goes, I'm going to have a word with that guy. And then there's footage. He walks over to Jake Paul, Cormier, gets in his face. Jake Paul looks like he's like stoned, going like, what the fuck? Is this real life? His bodyguards look like they were like out of the fuck way. They had to restrain Daniel Cormier from it. All he did was make Jake Paul more famous and
totally
credibility. I kind of wish he ignored him. But
why did Cormier go after him?
Because I guess what happened was on Twitter the week before, after Jake Paul knocked out Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley went into the corner just to check on the wraps of Jake Paul beforehand, and Jake Paul kind of said something to Tyron Woodley, as well as Jake Paul's trainer, Jaleon Love, and they were kind of like fucking with Woodley. And then Cormier was like, hey, you guys better not disrespect Tyron Woodley like that. And then Jake Paul said, hey, fuck you, fat ass. Why don't you fight me? And then that's how the thing started. And then Jaleon Love will fight Woodley or something. And then it started that way, to which Cormier did not want to be called fat ass on Twitter by Jake Paul. He felt slighted. So now he walked over. I don't even know if they had a boxing match. Obviously, I think Cormier would maul him, but I don't know what weight they'd fight at. I mean, he weighs about 265 right now, Daniel Cormier. He'd have to be a catch weight at 230 or something. Jake Paul weighs about 190. I don't know, or that's what he fights at. I don't think that would be a fair fight. But
I don't think Cormier's ever been successful in making weight, does it?
I mean, not really. But the whole thing was crazy. But then they asked Dana White about it, And Dana White's like, look, man, the kid's doing something right. He's got the entire arena yelling, fuck Jake Paul. He's got fucking Cormier running across the fucking thing to fight him. He's like,
yeah, listen, whatever he paid for those tickets.
Promoter.
Yeah.
Dana's a promoter. He smells cash like a shark smells blood, you know?
Well, that's what they asked. They said, you know, would you ever consider having Jake Paul in the UFC or something? And someone's like, look, he'll get murdered by these guys. He goes, well, the guys got making money. And then, you know, Dana goes, how much money are they making? They said, well, they did. So Dana said these guys aren't, that they're saying they did 1.3 million buys. He said, that's not true. They're claiming they're making all this money. I know that today there's a lawsuit now between Triller and all the illegal streamers saying they lost $100 million in revenue because of the illegal streamers. So that might all of a sudden be like, hey, I don't know. It seems like Triller is laying out tons of money between all like getting the Black Keys and Doja Cat and Snoop and this guy and that guy. And if they're paying Ben Askren $1 million and Jake Paul $1 million, I don't know if they're getting that back in pay-per-view buys, but it doesn't seem like this business model is going to last too long. But what the fuck do I know?
I'll tell you what, the illegal streamers should file class action lawsuit and sue them back for wasting their time, because that was a horrible show. Like that was that was horrendous. But this is what I think. Adam, I'm cutting Don out. Just Adam and Greg only. I don't understand if CM Punk can fight in the UFC. Jake Paul would beat CM Punk in a fight very easily. So if CM Punk can fight in the UFC, Jake Paul's 10 times more famous than him. I don't understand why he couldn't get a shot in the UFC if he wanted it. That actually shocks me. So
I think he doesn't want it. I think he specifically doesn't want
for
a
sure
shot
he doesn't. But
yeah.
Yeah, but what's Dana going to say? I mean, Dana's not going to be like, yeah, have him come on in the UFC. I mean, if he says that, then it makes the UFC look bad. And people are like, so he has to be like, no fucking way. And then he wants him to beg, and then he goes, all right, we'll give you a shot. In MMA, though, I mean, Jake Paul, he's got a good wrestling background, and he's got a good striking background, but any jiu-jitsu guy is going to just sub him quickly if it goes to the ground. He'd have to learn.
Unless they put someone of the same level in there like they did for CM Punk. You know, like if they put Mickey Gall, ended up being a lot better than we thought, but that second guy, the Michael Jackson that's not famous or a pedophile, I mean, if he fought him, I would pick Jake Paul against that guy all day long. So.
Yeah, I mean, Mickey Gall knocked that guy out in 12 seconds, though, too. And that guy was supposed to be this high-level striker, and it was crazy. Shevchenko looked outstanding. I mean, she just bullied Amanda. What's her name?
Andrade.
Yeah. I mean, Jessica Andrade. I mean, she just killed her.
I know. I liked Andrade going into this because she's gotten so muscular. I'm like, she's going to get in there and give this girl a fight. And boy, I mean, it shows that Valentina really has zero holes in her game. She is the most well-rounded. I mean, Nunez, it's probably her Nunez, but I've never seen a more well-rounded fighter in the women's side than Shevchenko.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She always looks outstanding, man. I'll tell you what.
Don, what was that? Greg Frye, what did you say?
What? Go ahead, Don.
What?
I think Don said she's outstanding. That's what I
heard. Greg Frye, what did you say?
Shevchenko is the hottest, coldest bitch on earth. That's what I gotta say. Those Russian girls are cold, but God damn it, she can fight. And that little ballerina move she makes at the end, I want to just put a little hot sausage up that toot-toot.
Wow.
Shit.
If you guys went on a date, what would happen?
The usual. We'd go out.
I would take a rape whistle with me.
She would rape you, Don. Wow, that's.
You blame her?
No. I don't blame her, Don.
Nobody blames her.
By the way, Don, I've seen pictures of you lately. You and Dan Severn and Rob Schneider. I guess you guys did a podcast. You look great, Don. You look, honestly, like I know a couple of years ago you were in the hospital. We talked all the time when you were in the hospital. You didn't look, you were in a wheelchair. You look great, bro. I'm really, really happy for you, Don.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. I am kind of concerned after we had the little rape discussion, and all of a sudden you tell me how good I look. So.
No, I'm telling you, man. Honestly, like I was obviously worried. I remember Josh Barnett called me and he goes, "Hey, man, reach out to Don Frye. He's not doing well." And you were stuck in like bed rest for like 3 months in a hospital, and you would never know, man. You look actually healthy, healthy and happy.
Thank you. Yeah, I dodged another bunch of bullets. Yeah, that's for sure.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Happy for Anthony Smith. Looked great. I mean, well, obviously he looked great, but another guy who he looked good. He kicked that guy in the leg, and that was it. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, man. That was another guy. I thought Crute was going to Crudite. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to give him a hell of a fight. And then that leg kick, the leg just went numb. Like, it was basically Chris Weidman's leg, but without the break.
Yeah. It was crazy. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're going to ban calf kicks or what's going to happen. It's weird, right? It's like a new I think this might actually turn people off to go back up to that thigh kick again. Yeah.
You know what's amazing is it took 20-some years for people to figure out that calf kick. Like, and I wonder who figured it out first. Like, oh, that hurts way worse. Like when they got kicked in the calf or something. You know, like it's weird how it always evolves. You know, like
I feel like somewhere out there there's a coach that when that shit happened, Weidman was like, I've been trying to tell him this is what happens when you do calf kicks. You know.
Yeah, 100%. And then Randy Brown just completely ran through Cowboy Oliveira, and then gave him 2 middle fingers afterwards. That was nuts.
I mean, he beat him pretty easily too. It didn't even feel that close. Do you think that this is the end for Cowboy Oliveira? Because it felt like the end to me.
He's had a lot of fights. You know,
dude, I just want to know who gets finished with a one-armed rear naked choke besides Harrison Ford in The Fugitive. Like, where in the world he was tapping before he even used the other arm? I don't know what that was. Like, I've never seen that. I don't think it's possible to choke someone with one arm. But
we saw it though. That's what happened.
All right, let me try to get. I'm going to try maybe just to call Phil Baroni because I know he really wants to call this dude out. Can you guys hear this or no? Hold on.
Yeah, I can hear it
so far.
Put his number up. Hold on, Phil. Fuck. Because I like Baroni. I mean,
he's a character.
Yo, Phil, are you having trouble with Zoom?
How the fuck do I do it, bro?
All right. See that link that I sent you? To click on the link.
All right, send it like a link, though. It's not really a fucking link. It's not blue. I can't click on it. You sent the regular. Make sure you type it in right.
Can you?
Send it by itself.
Oh, just not the actual part that says click.
I don't know.
All right, hold on. Let me see. All right. I mean, here we go.
Today's tech support segment is brought to you by Staples, home of Geek Squad.
All right.
It's actually Best Buy.
Or is it really? I don't fucking know.
All right, here we go. All right.
Right,
it's Best Buy or Brendan Schaub's Entourage.
All right, so let's okay, here we go. Phil Baroni. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got him. Phil, there he is. What's going on? All right, Phil, connect. Yo, Phil. All right, we can see you.
You have to unmute yourself. Press the screen and then unmute yourself on the bottom left.
Is there anything that I can do to help him out or no?
No, I think you have. Most you can do is I think ask him to unmute, but he's got to. If you tap your screen, you'll see a little icon show up at the bottom left that says mute. You have to unmute yourself.
You got to unmute yourself, Phil. He looks good though. He's got a neck tattoo.
And he's going to get something to drink. Okay.
The other day, he keeps telling me to do steroids. Every time that he texts me, he goes, "Yo, man, you need some steroids?" I'm like, I don't. I'm like, I don't do steroids. And then he goes, "You gotta get some Propecia, bro." I'm like, thank you, Phil. This is what he tells me all the time. I need steroids and hair. How's it going? So
there he is.
All right, can you hear me, Baroni? Hello? All right. There's a girl there.
She probably knows.
I think that, there we go. Phil's got a lot more tattoos. All right. So let's talk about some of the fights this week while Phil's figuring out the schedule. What's up, guys? BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your sports action. I mean, football might be over, but the NBA, college basketball, and the NHL are in full swing. BetOnline even covers awards. I mean, how cool is that? TV shows and reality TV, which I love to watch. They got real-time updated odds and props on almost anything you can imagine. BetOnline has you covered for all the news, the scores, and odds. It's the best way to place your bets, and it's free to sign up. So head to the website and use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. So don't sit on the sidelines anymore, huh? Don't be that guy or girl. Get in on the action. Don't forget to use that promo code CLNS50 to receive a 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. So visit our good friends and exclusive partner at betonline_AG. Take advantage of the best bonuses in the business. Sign up for a free account and use the promo code CLNS50 for your sign-up bonus. Use the hashtag BetOnline. A lot of fights this week. First of all, one on TNT is fighting. Eddie Alvarez is fighting this week again. He got disqualified his last fight. It was complete bullshit. He's fighting Ray Yoon Okay. And then also on the card is Colby Northcutt, which is Sage Northcutt's sister. And then Reiner the Ryder against Ang La and Sang. This is on One, which airs on TNT. They got to do a better job promoting this because no one knows that. And then in the PFL, we have Rory Mcdonald against Curtis Millender. We're going to talk about that in a second. Phil, have you figured out the volume? Well, what if I put merge with audio? Would that help, you think?
Maybe.
Merge, okay. Phil, can you hear me? Hello? Baroni.
He was there for a second.
That's what I thought.
No, that was Don. Unmute.
Oh.
All right, I'm going to unmute you. Phil. Yo. Hello? Fuck this. Oh, God. All right.
This is a classic MMA Roasted experience.
Can that girl help you next to you? The girl next to you, could she help you?
I don't think that he can hear us, to be honest. I don't think that he can hear us because he can see us, but he's not really responding like he hears us.
All right.
So
let me call him right now. Yo, Phil. Phil. Yo, hello, Phil. Yo, Baroni. Yo, the audio doesn't work. Can you figure out the audio?
Trying. How do I do it?
All right, Greg, how did you do it?
okay, when the video comes up, it should ask you to join with internet audio, and you click that. Okay? Connect with internet audio. That's the top option. You just click that, and that way the sound comes on with the video. And then if it isn't on when you go in, then you have to go to just touch the screen and the little icon, and on the bottom left, there'll be a little microphone, and you just tap that to unmute yourself. But it should be just when you first log on, it'll say join with internet audio. Click that, hit yes.
Yeah, come back on, Phil.
I nominate Greg for leader of the Geek Squad.
Oh, God.
Jesus. They got to worth something around here. Certainly not for my fight picks.
I know. The problem is also now we're supposed to have Tyler Diamond come on in 3 minutes, and now he's going to come on, and he's going to see the Phil's on. So I got to text Tyler.
Is that who Phil is calling out?
No, Phil's calling out Jake Paul.
Oh, okay.
Come on in 10 minutes. All right, 10 minutes. All right, so all right, here we go. Phil Baroni is coming back on the show. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Hello? Phil, connect with audio. There we go. He's doing it. He's doing it.
Yes, it's connected.
Got it. Yo, what's up? How are you, man?
Hey, we did it.
Nice.
All right. How's it going? Yo, Phil, you look good, man.
Yeah, I always do, don't I?
Damn, you got guns, bro. You got guns.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you?
Living the dream out here in Long Island.
Yeah. You were in Albuquerque. You were training with Greg Jackson. I saw you. You were training with John Jones. You told me you fucked everyone up at that gym, and then you moved. Why did you move?
Because Albuquerque fucking blows.
Well, that's true. You can't fault that. That's just right on the money.
Yeah. The last time I saw Phil, I went to a pro wrestling competition. It was in Vegas, and Phil wanted to wrestle, but the promoter was kind of being a dick. He wasn't letting Phil wrestle. So I kept going over to the guy and be like, hey, can you let Phil wrestle? And then they finally let you wrestle. So he joins the match, and you had this girl with you, this hot black girl. Then you were making out with her the whole time instead of wrestling. That was your move, was to make out with the chick while your teammates were getting beat up. Then you jumped in the ring and you went, motherfucker, fuck, and you hit everyone while cursing the whole time. And Phil was just fucking launching people. His fucking suplexes were insane. It was a good time though, man. But I think your teammates got mad. No problem.
What?
Yeah, I had a good time. I think your teammates got mad though that you were making out with the girl the whole time.
Yeah, well, they're just mad at that night.
Now what's going on? So you want to fight Jake Paul. You keep calling out Jake Paul. Why would you beat him? Come
on, man. Why would I beat him? I think you know why I would beat him. Why wouldn't I beat him? I don't know. I can't think of a reason.
Okay. You're what, 10-0 as a boxer?
Yes.
Okay.
I won the gloves in New York.
Won the Golden Gloves. When was the last time you had a boxing match?
I had boxing fights in Thailand.
Got it. Yeah, I remember Thailand. That was crazy. You went over there. You had a crazy Thai fight. They told you that you were getting.
I had 4 fights. I had 4 fights when I was there.
They told you were getting all kinds of money, but you thought it was a lot of money because you were getting paid in Thai. It turned to be like $9 or something, right?
Yeah, it was $11. No, it was about $100. It was about $100.
We're gonna pay you $400,000.
It was like 6,000. It was like 6,000 baht.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta write the book, man. I mean, one of my favorite stories when you and Justin McCully went to do tag team wrestling. You thought it was like pro wrestling, but it turned out to be a real wrestling match. And then they were like beating you up, but then your tag team partner wouldn't tag in.
Yeah, he was scared.
Yeah, so then
Justin McCully didn't want to go in. He was scared. It was Fujita. Remember Fujita who beat Mark Kerr?
Yeah.
That's who I was fucking wrestling. And he's like an Olympic wrestler for Japan. I was wrestling the shit out of him. He was waiting for him to tag. He was beating the fuck out of me. I was, tag me, motherfucker. And he wouldn't tag.
Oh, man.
Then when the little guy came in, he tagged.
And then you got kicked off the airplane for being drunk?
Yes.
So
I got too drunk. And I snuck in I had a business class ticket to go on. I snuck in the bar in the back lobby. I started making drinks. I brought them on the plane, and I was drunk. I kicked off. Got drunk too quick.
Oh, man. Now, you have a fight coming up in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
In next month, right?
Yes.
In MMA?
Yes.
Who are you fighting?
Nice.
I forgot. Some Justin what? Justin something. Gotta look it up.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah. Some guy Justin.
What do you know about this guy?
I don't know. He wants to fucking fight.
All right. Now, what weight?
Yeah,
are you fighting at?
205.
205. You're like 170, bro.
Your mother's 170. I'm like 225.
You used to fight at 170, I thought.
When I was on crack, I used to be a middleweight.
Were you really smoking crack? A little bit? Okay, so now you're 205. But what do you want?
Shut the sink. Shut the sink. I want a fucking radio.
I'll be your fucking head.
God damn it. Justin Kyle. Kyle's brother.
Who are you talking to right now?
Charlie Boy.
No, like who's the woman in the background?
Oh.
That's Charlie Boy, and that's my girlfriend.
Okay, Charlie Boy and your girlfriend. Who's Charlie?
Yeah.
McCorkle, you want to chime in at all to this?
Yeah, I've got an awesome, actually 2 Phil Baroni stories for you quickly. One, the first UFC I ever went to, I had never trained a day, never fought, never even thought about it. And I end up going to the weigh-in, and I'm in the bathroom, and Phil Baroni's in there. I was like, holy shit, it's Phil Baroni. And so he turns around and he goes, "Why the fuck aren't you fighting, you big son of a bitch?" Like, that's the first thing he says to me. Like, I never even met him or anything. And I was like, "I don't know, man. You think I'd be any good?" He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "I promise you won't make any money." And I was like, "Cool," because they weren't paying shit back then. Then at another point, a guy, Mike Aldman, I don't know, Adam, you introduced me to him, I think. He talks me into coming on radio with Phil Baroni on a podcast, but you could tell Phil was not into doing it. He didn't want to be doing it, but he was being nice. And I happened to comment, our connection was terrible. I happened to comment that Phil was always in amazing shape. And I said, "Did you ever figure out what your cardio issue was? Because no matter what kind of shape I get in, I gas in 45 seconds.
Who
I
said
guess
that?
some of it cut out, and Phil was like, "What the fuck, you trying to bring up my cardio issue on this podcast?" Like, Phil freaked out and got mad. He said, "I did this stupid bullshit podcast, and you're going to try to talk shit?" I was like, "No, I actually fought in UFC. I was saying I have real bad cardio." He goes, "Yeah, keep talking shit, bitch." Like, I was like, all right. But he thought I was trying to throw it in his face, and I was just saying, "Did you ever?" He would come in way better shape than me, but he always, said there was a cardio problem, and I had the same problem. And then he thought it was an insult, so I loved it. I started cracking up. I was like, "I give up."
Dude, Baroni is so funny, man. Now, you're such a badass. I think that Jake Paul fight makes sense because you have.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
You have a name, and you hit really fucking hard, and we don't know how.
I'm the best boxer in UFC ever.
Ever?
Who's better?
Boxing in the UFC ever. I don't know. Clay Collard right now.
Who the fuck is that?
He's PFL.
He's a PFL guy.
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know who the best boxer in the UFC is.
Connor was probably the best boxer.
James Toney.
James Toney was better than you, Phil. I hate to say it.
Yeah, he sucked in fighting.
It's a good point. But you don't know how this guy's chin is, and if you connect, this guy's fucking out. Let's be honest. I mean,
yeah.
Now and when you're on, no one can beat you. When
Exactly.
when you're on. Now it's just a matter of
And I'm on.
He's like, "Jeez, that's right."
And I don't think
Fuck him up.
they test over it in Triller. So I think
That's these.
Speaking of that, Phil, a couple weeks ago you tweeted out a dick pic and you put OnlyFans on it. I don't know if it was your dick or somebody's dick, but that's not the way OnlyFans works. You know that, right? You can't just tweet out like a random dick and put OnlyFans. What was the point of that?
I don't remember, actually. I think I was drunk.
Got it. And then yesterday...
And what he meant to say was fans only.
Yeah, fans only.
Got it.
Members only is the jacket I had when I was a kid.
Members only.
That's right.
Now, yesterday, John Fitch posted like, "Hey, sign up for my... I have a diet plan that I'm doing, sign up." And you said, "Fuck your diet plan." You go, "Check out my diet plan." You post a picture of your ass, your bare ass, on Twitter.
Am I ripped back?
You're ripped back, but also that your ass.
Big glutes, and big, beefy, juicy glutes. Hence the name New York Badass.
Right, and you as well as your tramp stamp. What?
Lovely.
It's not a tramp stamp anymore. You know what a tramp stamp is now? A full back tattoo. Every fucking tramp has a full back tattoo. Nobody has what I got.
Okay, but do you not like
Right?
John? Do you not like John Fitch?
No, I like John Fitch.
How come you want
But if he's making money selling a book, How to Get Big or whatever the fuck he's doing, I want to sell one How to Get Way Bigger. You know what I mean?
Don Frye.
If he's making money with that one, mine's way better.
Of course, it's true. I mean, look, how old are you at? 42, 41?
Yeah, no, 29.
29. Okay,
Nice.
now, I remember when the pandemic started.
Peanut gallery over here. Shut up.
I remember when the pandemic started. You said everyone had SARS. You didn't know that it was COVID. You go,
no, same thing. Same shit.
You're like, everything's closed because of SARS.
I hate SARS.
Now, Don Frye, did you ever work with Phil Baroni before?
No, we had a few beers over there in back east somewhere a couple of times.
In Japan, Don, in Japan, you fucking yeah.
Well, the Far East. All right.
Oh, the Far East, yeah. I thought he said the Middle East.
What was that like? You and Don Frye hanging out.
Don Frye's the man. That's the best. That's the best time ever.
I bet.
Even my girlfriend loves Don Frye. Everybody loves Don Frye.
So Phil, it was you, Frye. Who else was there?
Who else was there, Don? I'm just drunk. I forgot. I just remember Don's mustache.
That was your girlfriend.
And my girlfriend. Yeah, probably my girlfriend that time.
Now, was this with the 4 Floors of Whores back in Singapore?
That's in Singapore.
But what was that like? Don, did you go to the 4 Floors of Whores with Phil?
No, never heard of it.
Orchard Towers.
So,
Orchard Towers.
I've never been to Singapore. Never been to Singapore.
That's the only good place.
Now,
Yeah.
Greg Wilson, Phil has had the craziest life, man. I mean, he's a state champ wrestler for Long Island, county champ. He's a monster. He goes to Hofstra University. Then he gets in trouble because somebody brought boxing gloves into practice, and he knocked out the coach, Tom Ryan. Right? So he gets kicked off the team for selling steroids to the entire football team. And then
the guys on the wrestling team was overdosed on GHB. I was selling GHB too.
So it's like
they all panicked. They all panicked and went to the hospital. I was like, "You fucking faggots! I told you don't drink so much. You'll wake up tomorrow."
Oh God, gee, that's like horse tranquilizer. That's some fucking fucked up shit. That was hot in the '90s.
So now
it was hot when I was in college.
Now, it's the first time Hofstra wins like in football because Phil's selling the whole team steroids, right? So
Should have sold his coach steroids if he beat him up.
Wayne Corbett made the Jets that year.
Yeah,
that's right.
He was a receiver. He was a receiver.
That's right.
4-3.
So then he goes to Michigan State, right? Then he becomes a pro boxer and a bodybuilder, right? And he's also a male stripper. He somehow gets on the Jamaican male strip club team, right? It's all black dudes and Phil, right? So and then he's also training women, right? He's training women, and when they ran out of sessions, he would sleep with them. That was their way of like paying them. They're like, all right, this is like Phil's life. He gets to the UFC and he just fucking murders it. He beats Dave Monet, who was a fucking thing. He goes to Pride, has a crazy life.
You hear what my girlfriend said?
What's that?
That's how you got warts.
Then
that is how you get warts.
Then he fights Frank Shamrock over in Strikeforce, which was like one of the craziest fights ever. But then he's he fights. What are you fighting? Ryzen? You fighting this, that, Bellator? You just had a crazy life. You were at AKA. You went to Thailand for a while. You were in
in Japan. I've been all over the world. I'm the most traveled fighter in the world. I've been everywhere. I trained everywhere. I've done the most fighting than anybody. I have over 100 fights.
Over 100 fights. And how many women do you think you slept with in your life?
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000 women.
Easily, yeah.
You got to write a book. McCorkle, you wouldn't read his book? I mean, if you could read.
Absolutely. If I can read, yeah, absolutely. Just don't have me do a review of it like I did Matt Hughes because it'll get destroyed. But, Phil's been one of my all-time favorites, man. Like he knew how to sell and market himself way before anybody was doing that, in the UFC. Like he was obviously the main attraction when he was around there, even to the other fighters,
I mean, and you said some of your fights you would have won in the UFC, but the night before you were with escorts, right, in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of blowing.
Never went to bed.
I
came in lighter than I weighed in and shit.
Well, Vegas happens.
Now you did bare knuckle boxing. It didn't go that well because you went for 4 takedowns during the fight.
Head douchebag. Me and you should bare knuckle box. See, I'm gonna take that.
I would never bare knuckle box you or any box you, Phil. Absolutely fucking not, man. You hit like a heavyweight. Mark Coleman swears you're the hardest hitter he's ever fucking held pads for.
Anyone says that. Ask Javier Mendez. Ask anyone who trained me or trained with me.
Yeah. Fuck that. But I do want you to see the Jake Paul fight because I want you to get paid.
I will fucking murder Jake Paul. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Try and get this thing going. I will murder that fucking kid.
All right. So you think 1 round you knock him out?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, but maybe rather than just say
what do
yes,
you think?
What do I think?
2?
I think that he's been training boxing for three years straight with Sugar Shane.
Yeah, I've been training boxing my whole life. I won the tough man contest when I was in college, so I think I'll fuck him up. I have so many boxing fights. I was just boxing in Thailand against Lumpini champions. I don't think fucking Jake Paul and fucking Thriller, fucking Michael Jackson bullshit can fuck with me.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
No, I think you would win. Now, as far as cardio, I don't want you to
cardio. It's not even going in the round. I got a minute rest in between every round. And there's no wrestling. I get tired wrestling, so there's no wrestling. Fuck the cardio. I'm getting them out of there quick. I don't want to hear about cardio, motherfucker.
All right.
See what I mean, Adam?
Yes. No, Phil, I'm just trying to get hyped for this, man. Obviously, I'm going to root for you.
Okay.
I'm obviously going to be my corner. I obviously want you to get the $500,000 for this fight, although I do worry what you would spend it on.
I'll blow it with inside a year, but it'll be so much fucking fun.
Yeah, right.
Don Frye, who do you like, Jake Paul or Phil Baroni?
Phil Baroni, baby. Phil Baroni all the way.
Oh, yeah.
McCorkle, Frye, or Baroni?
Baroni
What's
easily.
that?
You imagine if Baroni boxed Ben Askren, it would have looked very similar to the Jake Paul fight. Like Askren would knock
way
out.
worse. It would have looked way worse.
I'll tell you honestly, and I hadn't thought of this. I don't see very many fights that make more sense for Jake Paul than Phil, if you think about it, because he's going to assume Phil's old and over the hill, and he's a boxer. He got a pro boxing record, so they can't say, "Oh, you're not fighting a boxer." Former high-level UFC. It really, honestly, I hadn't thought about it, but that makes perfect sense for all parties involved, man.
Wilson?
And I'm not under the contract. I'm a free agent. I mean, there's no fucking excuses.
All right. Greg, what do you think?
I think there's no way Jake Paul takes that fight because he knows Baroni would knock him the fuck out. He's not looking for a real fight. He's looking for some other fucking cream puff that matches up poorly with him. Now, I would love to see Phil Baroni go in there and teach him a lesson. I would see Phil Baroni keep him on his feet because he enjoyed hitting him so much. But
But Phil, he might look at some of these fights that you've had that haven't gone that well.
Good. Let him do that. That's what I hope he does.
All right. Yeah. Because that's why I said if like you post the ones of you knocking everyone out, he'll say no. But if you post like the Carol Parisian or the Lieben, he might actually take the fight.
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't think he's looking for any part of Phil Baroni. That's what I think.
What Don?
We're gonna have to teach you how to talk on the stick because you just don't have any microphone ability, So
Who me?
Yeah. You gotta learn to talk on the stick, man. How to sell a fight, So
Okay.
we'll have to write you out a script,
Okay, Don. How does it sound? This is how I should talk, Don. I talk like this, Don.
You're just a little too timid, man. You're too timid.
I'll just talk like this, Jake Paul, you fucking bitch. You want to come out from the closet and fight me?
Oh, this is my favorite podcast ever. Man. Listen, Phil, I'm campaigning for you, man.
Please do.
I
need Don Frye to campaign for me. I need Don Frye and Mark Holman in my fucking corner for this one.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Right,
man, that'd be a nice.
You're on my corner, Don Frye.
I'll do it.
And
my Uncle Charlie Boy over there, him too.
Who's Charlie Boy?
He's over there.
He's over there. He's over there.
And then who's this girlfriend? How long you had a girlfriend for?
She left. She walked out. She didn't like my fucking interview.
I gotta say, Phil, man, you always have cute girlfriends. I
always have cute girls.
Always.
That's why I fight.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, right? Don, why'd you start fighting?
Well, women.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can always make money, shit. But, women, good-looking women are hard to come by.
You were the original fuckboy, Phil. You were the first girl that, girls would fuck you and then go back to their husbands.
No, Don was, but they didn't have the internet back then.
Yeah, you can get away with it.
All right, well, listen, thank you so much, Phil, man. I'm excited for this. Everybody Just listen.
Don, can you get fucking people fucking talking about this and post it on Twitter or whatever? Get some riled up.
Run that by me again.
I said, can you help me get this thing going?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why don't you get your ass out here and do my podcast? Dan Severn and I have a podcast. You do our podcast.
I will. Hey, Dan Severn was my first trainer.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I went to college in Michigan, I heard Dan Severn lived in Michigan. I drove up there and beat up his whole fucking gym.
I thought maybe the Tiny Tots preschool. Sure.
What?
He beat up Tiny Tots preschool.
No, that was a different time. I'm talking about when I went to Dan Severn's fucking place.
Get up the whole preschool. Phil was 20,
That's
Phil
the
was
start of
23.
the Phil Baroni story. He just busted, little 5-year-old busted, just starts beating ass.
little fucking bastard.
All right, well, thank
Hey,
you.
Adam,
Yes.
if a Baroni's girlfriend really is mad at him, I can cure it for him right now. He just needs to go in and say, listen, you had me at, that's why I have genital warts. That'll patch it up immediately.
Well, listen, Phil, good luck with everything, man. Have a great week, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Take care.
Thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Phil. You're the man, brother.
All right, we got a guy, Tyler Diamond. Tyler Diamond has been a friend of mine forever. I knew him back when he was in the Ultimate Fighter finale. Even before that, he's a guy I think has been so overlooked. He lost to one guy, to Bryce Mitchell, who is now undefeated, murdering everybody. And then the UFC didn't pick him up, which was fucking blasphemy. Then he had to go to the LFA. He won in the LFA. He just won in the PFL. One of the craziest fights I've ever seen. He was a huge favorite. He was winning, and then in the third round, he gets blasted, almost out on his feet. I was crying. I was horrible. Then he comes back, takes the guy down, and beats the living shit out of him to win the fight. Tyler Diamond, how are you, man?
Hey, I'm good, brother. Thanks. That was a good intro right there. It was pretty much exactly what's happened.
Why are you stressing me out so much with that fight? Your last fight, too, in the LFA. Do you just like making it exciting or something? What's going on?
Yeah, I just knew I had to make it a little interesting for people, I didn't want to – I wanted people to I wanted to raise some blood pressure a little bit. So that's what I did.
Man, but you came back in the third and submitted him. Did you get the submission or you just beat him up? You almost got submission, right?
I just beat him up, but honestly, the ref should have stopped it. I mean, 99 out of 100 refs would have stopped that. I think that ref wanted to see me kill the guy because I think I nearly did.
You did. Now, were you done fighting? Were you retired? Because it seemed like on Facebook you had a kid, you had a food delivery service, you and your hot wife. It seemed like you were just done, and then here you show up at the PFL.
Yeah, no, I wasn't done per se. I just for me, I wasn't fighting. I didn't have a fight book, so I didn't really want to live off of old glory per se. I just knew that my time was coming, so I was just enjoying life, man. I was still training, but like you said, I was focused on my wife, my baby, and the business. So I knew my time was coming, and here it is now. So I'm back at it again. Now I'm now talking about fighting again.
You got to keep fighting if you want to keep the hot wife, because once you quit, the money goes, the hot wife goes.
No, that's not true, man. If you're an intelligent person, you can have both. So that's what I plan on doing.
By the way, Tyler, that's Don Frye talking to you right now.
Oh, dude, that guy's the fucking man. I thought I recognized that voice.
Yeah, you got Don Frye.
After you insult me, now I'm the man after you insult me, huh?
Hey, you, I didn't mean to. I apologize.
He's busting your chops, man.
Yeah.
Now, when did you decide? How many fights do you have to win to get the $1 million in the PFL?
I'd have to win for sure. I have 3 more fights. I'd have to for sure win the last 2, basically.
And then you get $1 million. I mean, that's awesome. And you live like in Oroville or something. Like $1 million could last you a long time in Oroville.
Yeah, it wouldn't last me as much as somewhere if I lived in like bumfuck Arkansas or something like Bryce Mitchell does, but it'll go a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the card this Thursday night in the PFL on ESPN2 as well as ESPN Plus. Airs at 5:30 ESPN Plus. ESPN2 it airs at 9 o'clock. Gleison Tebow versus Yao Zeffirino. Who do we like in this fight?
I like the Zeffirino guy. I got to watch him train a bit, and he looked freaking solid, man. His jits is so good. And gosh dang, Tebow looks like he's a year away from being in a walker. He looked pretty stiff. So I don't know, but maybe he'll surprise us. We'll see. It's gonna be an interesting fight for sure.
And then McCorkle, who do you like in this fight?
I'm going to go with his pick because Tebow, I mean, I don't remember him fighting since he fought Khabib, I don't think. So I don't know where he's been or what he's been doing, but that's been a while back, man. He's got to be in his 40s, isn't he?
Yeah. He's up there. Also, Vinny Magalhaes, who is another guy that turns it on when people are watching. Like he's the guy that, like, you know, he's just like Bubba Jenkins, like we talked about. When the girls start watching the fight, all of a sudden they turn it on. He's fighting Jordan Young, who's 11-1, former Bellator guy. If he goes to the ground, obviously Vinny's got it, but Jordan Young can hurt him on the feet. Who do we like in this fight, Tyler?
It's hard to root against Vinny, to be honest. You know, I mean, world class jiu-jitsu. And I personally don't know Jordan, so it's not a knock on him. I only know Vinny in this one, so I got to go with Vinny.
Got it. And now in the main card, Rory Mcdonald, who, by the way, is in Sanford MMA. He moved his camp to Florida. He's fighting Curtis Millender. He was supposed to fight David Michal, but David Michal had an irregular heart problem. I think he might be out forever.
That's right.
Poor guy. Millender is fucking no easy task. But Rory Mcdonald is looking jacked. I mean, shredded. This is the best he's actually looked in a long time. Tyler, who do we like in this fight?
Man, again, hard to go against Rory, but you know what? Like you said, Millender is no fucking joke, man. Like, everyone is surprised when Clay Collard beat Pettis, but like, dude, that fight was way closer than people thought. I think this fight might be too, but ultimately, I think Rory finds a way of winning.
McCorkle?
Same, exactly what he said. I think Rory, man, is he's on. He's literally one of the best in the world. Rory is still, I think, really good, man. Really good.
Don?
I go with Rory. You know, he's got it, like Sean said, man, when he's on. He's got it going.
Greg Wilson?
Well, I mean, Rory does seem completely rejuvenated, like the Rory that we thought he was going to be in the UFC. He definitely has been showing that in the PFL. But again, I think this could be one of those ones where, you know, because he's already won it, because he's already that guy, I feel like Millender can surprise him, and Millender's a fucking hell of a fighter. I'm going to go with Millender, which, as we all know, guarantees McDonald to win.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, Shoeface. Antonio Carlos Jr. Shoeface taking on Tom Lawler. I hope Tom wins, man. That guy got fucked by the UFC or by USADA, not by the UFC, by USADA. He got like 3 years suspension for Ostranen or something, and then they cut him when his like contract ran out. Shoeface is a guy that like wins fights. I think he's gonna lose, yada yada. Tyler, who we like in this fight?
I don't really know Shoeface, but I know Lawler, so I'm going with Lawler there.
Sean?
Same. Lawler's actually a buddy of mine, man. I love that guy. And like you said, Adam, what they did to him by letting him sit out his contract and cutting him was one of the dirtiest moves I think the UFC's ever done to anybody, man. That was no reason in the world if they didn't want him not to cut him then and let him go make a living. You know, that was terrible, man.
And then Chris Camozzi, my man Chris, love that dude. He's fighting Emiliano Sordi, who has like a 9-fight winning streak. Camozzi is a guy though that has. You've been doing a lot of Muay Thai, kickboxing, a lot of, I think, glory kickboxing.
Oh, I'm going for Tom Lawler, too. Thanks for asking. Yeah.
All right. I didn't know if you know these guys. I don't know if you know these guys, Don. Why are you going for Tom Lawler?
I like Tom. I think Tom's, you know, he's tough. You know, he's old school style fighter. And he got, like everybody said, he got cheated, you know. I mean, he needs to come back and give a big fuck you to Asada and everybody else.
All right, me too. I like that also. I like that. And I want Kamosi to win. Now, Tyler, what's it like being a dad?
Dude, it's super awesome. I mean, it's not something you realize how it is until it happens, you know. And God, if it was up to me, I would have kept putting it off. But my wife's, you know, you don't really want to be. But been super rewarding. We got.
I think you're in a bad area. Did you guys catch what he said?
Not really, you know, but I don't want to ask him to repeat it because it sounded like it was really heartwarming. And I don't want him to be like, I'm sorry, one more time with that? Like, okay, it's the greatest experience you can have as a human. Like, it sounded really, like the parts don't come through. It sounded so heartfelt. I'm like, I don't want to make him say this again.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, well, I'm connected to Wi-Fi,
this podcast.
so hopefully we won't have that problem again.
All right, okay. Now, Tyler, are you still with Team Alpha Male?
Yes, I am. To be honest, if I want to continue being successful, that's where I need to be. So I'm not going anywhere.
Right on.
Good. I know there's been a lot of changes, but it's like you and Uriah are still there. Cody No Love he's in Florida, right?
No, Cody's still with us, but he has been going a little bit over to New Jersey, I think, with Mark Henry and working a little bit with him. But 90% home base, he's with us. Got it. And then how's Say's Northcutt doing? Dude, he's doing good. I freaking love that guy, man. Super positive. He had to pull out of his last fight because he does have some lingering effect from COVID, I guess, which I think is kind of crazy because I've always thought COVID wouldn't affect someone as healthy as him. But, yeah, he's getting through it. He'll be back soon. Got it.
He's good trainers now.
Yeah, who's the head trainer over there?
Pretty much Faber, but, you know, it's a lot of the same that's always been. We got a system that isn't broke, so don't fix it type of thing. Like, I mean, we got like 10 coaches. So, different coaches run different practices, and they all coordinate with one another as far as what the need is on the team, what they're all seeing, and they address it. So we got a good system. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I think Sage had a good future. Then he got whacked over there in one fighting, but thing is, you know, I blame having his dad as his trainer. I mean, his dad took him, you know, so far, and then you've got to, you know, the dad's got to release him. You know, he's got to cut himself and you say, look, you know, I got the boy this far, I can't take him, you know, past that. It's like, who the hell just lost the heavyweight title? Type, you know. I mean, those guys, they got him there, but they can't keep him there, you know. So he's got to get a new training system, you know, new coach and team.
Well, there you go.
Tyler, are you the only one in alpha male in the PFL?
Yeah, I am actually.
That's cool, man. Good for you. Fucking.
So we had Lance. We had Lance, and he moved. So we got married and everything. Which actually ended up being great. I mean, we're in the same weight class. We could potentially end up having to fight, but PFL wanted us to go out there 17 days early, which was crazy. But luckily for me, Lance was there, so we got a lot of good training in. So I was very lucky to have him there, so I could stay sharp while I was there.
Yeah, well, how good did Bubba look, though? Jesus.
It was cool. I mean, obviously, I prefer to be home for an additional 12 days and not be there.
I said, how good did Bubba Jenkins look?
Oh, how good did Bubba? He looked great, honestly. He really surprised me. But not to take anything away from him, I also just don't think Lance fought to his potential at all. And Lance would agree. He knows that, too. I don't know what exactly it was other than, you know, sometimes you can do every single thing right, and just those 15 minutes don't work out. So yeah, but you know, not gonna take anything away from Bubba. He looked great.
Now, are we going to fight like a madman again, or are we gonna like play it a little more safer next time? Because you're giving everyone heart attacks, man.
Man, up until that point, I fought really intelligently, honestly. And even then I did. I mean, I did everything right. But I don't know. I just got caught. Everyone gets caught here and there. But I'll tell you what, for someone to finish me, they're going to pretty much have to kill me. And I think I showed that. But, yeah, I'm hoping on the next one I can just get it done early.
But your last fight, too, in the LFA, the same shit happened. You're giving everyone fucking heart attacks, bro.
To be honest, with the LFA, I actually have a legit excuse. I went into the cage at 151 pounds. I only gained 5 pounds from weigh-ins till then. I think I had really bad altitude sickness or something. When I was getting ready to walk out for that fight, I kept telling my corner, I'm like, dude, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. Like, there's something wrong. And he's like, shut the fuck up. You feel fine. You're going to beat this guy's ass. And I'm like, yeah, true. Thank you. That's why I have you here, you know. But in the back of my head, the doubt was creeping in. I'm like, oh, my God, I don't feel good at all. Directly after that fight, I went and probably took like a 5-pound shit too. So I probably only weighed 146 pounds after that. Like, man, I did not feel good.
But you won both these fights, bro.
Yeah, true. So that's the plus.
All right. I mean, what's your record now? 12-1 or 13-1? What's your record?
12-1, 13-0. If you want to call that Bryce Mitchell fight a win for me, which I think some people did. But it is what it is.
Well, I mean, dude, you're living the life, bro. You got a hot wife. You live in a cabin.
Oh yeah.
You have a food delivery. You have your own business, right?
True. Yeah, I do. I own a meal prep company.
Nice.
Me and my wife.
Yeah.
Nice.
Me and my smoking hot wife own a meal prep company, so it's great marketing too.
I see her. She wears like pasties with like meal preps. Like people don't. It's like the most out of shape people. His wife's wearing like a bikini and like pasties and the big boobs popping out. And she's like, "Hey," I'm like, "This is ridiculous, right?" That doesn't happen. But yeah, man, you guys are killing it. I'm super happy. I hope you win there because you're a good guy, man. You're a good person. You give back. You like coach wrestling for kids. You like teach kids. You run clinics. You're just a good human being, and I like it when good things happen to good people. So.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, thank you. I don't say no to anything, and sometimes that's problematic. But yeah, especially when it comes to wrestling, I always give back. I always find a way. So,
geez, Adam, that's one of the best verbal blowjobs I've heard in a long time.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, when's your next fight?
It's supposed to be June 10th, so it's a quick turnaround. So
yes,
yeah, so they'll be matching me with. They should be matching me up with another guy that won, and I just got to run through this next guy.
Is it gonna be that Russian guy's pretty good? Or the one guy that fought right before? It was like I think he's your weight class, like the 15-0 Dagestani guy or something. There's like,
yeah, that Mobley guy, he's really good.
Yeah. I think he's gonna be the dark horse, but
yeah, if you have a beard and no mustache, you're tough automatically. You know?
Well, thank you, Tyler Diamond. Everyone watch the PFL this Thursday, ESPN Plus at 5:30, and then over at 9 o'clock on the main card. Thanks a lot.
Sure. And then rewatch my fight. I got the best mullet in the game right now, and I'm about to win the million, and no one even knows it.
Your fight was awesome.
Thanks, dude.
It was so exciting, man.
No, sure. And your mullet was on point. I was like, this guy's really committed to that mullet.
Hey, if you have a mullet, you can't get your ass beat. You know, then it's really embarrassing. So just the pressure I like putting on myself.
Yeah.
That mullet's killing the game, brother. So great fight too, man.
Bro, I won, and I went over where they were gonna like talk to me, and they didn't give me any mic time, but they gave that Chris Wade guy mic time, a guy who I don't know. I'd rather talk to a rock than that guy. Dude, I was gonna spit some fire, but PFL missed the boat on that one.
Well, they're not gonna miss the boat next.
They'll get another chance coming up real soon.
That's right. Exactly. That's how I see it.
Take care, Tyler.
All right. See you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, man.
That was Tyler Diamond. Nice guy, man.
I remember watching his fight. I watched it on Friday. It was a hell of a fight.
Fuck, dude. It was scary, though. I was like, no. And then.
Yeah, that kid almost pulled it out there. I think it was in the third. And, I mean, it was but he was dominating him pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Don Frye, where can people listen to your new podcast?
On YouTube. It's Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity.
All right.
Right on.
Don's Toxic masculinity. I like it. Now, why is it on iTunes or Spotify or SoundCloud?
Oh, I don't know. Hell, I'm just the eye candy of the company. You know?
Now, Don, do you still have the same girlfriend or no?
I don't know about that one. I don't know. I was gone for the weekend, so you know.
Well, was she back?
Things change rather quickly around here.
He's the most. He really is like. You know how they had that like the most interesting man in the world? It really should have been Don Frye.
Yeah.
Not that fucking Dos Equis guy. So McCorkle, what do you have coming up?
Still running the puppy mill and just hanging out. I'm gonna go out and do Don's podcast sometime in the next month. Him and I already talked about it, so I'm gonna go out there, Don. I'll see you out there. We'll get it figured out.
Greg Wilson, what do you have?
All right, better.
I'm going to be going to Dallas for Cinco de Mayo next week. So I'm not sure if I can do the I might be able to do the podcast still on Tuesday, but it's already sold out. So I'm looking forward to just going out there and having a great show and selling a bunch of my T-shirts and stuff like that. And then later this month, also I'm starting my next 5-week workshop. If you want to learn stand-up, go to thecomedyinstitute.com. It starts May 11th. And May 19th, I'll actually be doing my full headliner set. The one I do on the road, I'll be doing here in Los Angeles in the Ha Ha Cafe on Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday, May 19th. But that's it, man. That's what I got coming up.
And I will be at Sea Legs at the Beach this Friday night, opening for Jamie Kennedy this Friday night in Huntington Beach. Saturday, I'm in Bakersfield, May 7th and 8th at the OB Fuckhouse in San Diego. I'm at the Riverside Resort Hotel and Casino in Laughlin, May 14th. I have, I'm sure, a nudist colony, May 30th in Temecula. And then I'm at Happy Days in San Diego, June 18th. At Grapes and Grains, June 18th in Temecula. And the Laugh Factory.
You're going to have to call your tour the I'm Just a Girl Who Can't Say No tour. Jesus Christ. I'm going to be playing at the Cork and Bottle, which is located at the corner, right next to the Greyhound bus station. And then I'm going to be playing the YMCA Free Clinic in Poughkeepsie. You got to catch you. And then I'm going to be doing a show in the mud. There's a creek outside of St. Louis, and I'm just going to be out there, get tickets on Earthlink.
Well, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. I love you guys. Don Frye, take care, brother. Take care, guys.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.